Hey, what's up guys, Zuko here, and today I thought I'd do an anime figure news update. One, because it's been a minute and I missed making these kind of videos, and two, I kinda hurt my back and I just don't really want to be on camera right now. So I figured do something kinda easy, but I did round up a bunch of information that I felt was relevant and interesting to you guys, or at least I hope so. Now, right off the bat, I want to talk about this right here that you can see on the screen right now. Both of the Lily figures from Kotobukiya and the Pokemon Company have finally, and I mean finally, been re-released. It's been a very long time since anybody could buy either of these figures. And you know, funny enough, one of my biggest regrets in collecting was selling this Lily figure right here. I don't know why I did it. I bought it and then sold it like day one. I just must have needed the money or something. But, you know, anybody who has followed these figures on the aftermarket know that I made a pretty stupid choice. But hey, now we get another opportunity to pick them up. Unfortunately, though, the Pokemon Center doesn't want to make this easy for you and also hates money because these are limited and exclusive. So you are going to have to do some extra steps if you want to pick them up. Though thankfully you do have some options out there. You can use websites like Hobby Genki or Nin Games, assuming they still have stock. You can use a middleman or a proxy service of your choice. Or if you're really lucky, you can potentially find them on Amazon Japan. Originally you could, but they sold out and now are pretty difficult to find, especially if you are buying internationally. You can see that I could potentially order them right now, but that's only because I'm not logged in. As soon as I log in, no longer available. But if you do like either of these two figures, then you are going to want to pick them up sooner than later because pre-order windows close October 2nd, which is rapidly approaching. You still got some time, but don't sleep on this. You know how Pokemon figures are. They're going to be very hard to find. They already were, and they didn't make this release any easier to find them, so yeah, just, you know, make the right choice. If you like these two, order them now. Don't regret it later. Okay, so next up I want to talk about another exclusive figure actually, and this time it's Marin from My Dress Up Darling. And this was actually announced the same day or so as Season 2, which is great, can't wait to watch more of the show. But yeah, Aniplex is making another Marin, and we did know this was in production, but we also didn't know how soon it would be after that previous figure. And considering it was only 2 months after that last one went up for pre-order, I feel like they're going a little fast, but at the very least, these two figures are radically different from each other. Now, this one is going to cost you around 4,000 yen more, and I think, honestly, that's totally valid. There is way more going on in this figure than last time. But it is up to your personal taste whether or not you like the school uniform more than the bikini. Obviously, this is a much more like fan servicey figure, but I do think it looks better. And it's got like a whole little diorama going on with it. You got the futon, the tatami mat, her clothes are all folded up, her bag's on the ground. I just think it really does feel a bit more complete than last time. And I'm not sure if it's just me, but something about her face also looks a little bit better this time. Could just be recency bias, I'm not exactly sure. But I do like it. Maybe they changed the structure of her face, or maybe it's because the outline of her teeth are a little bit softer. Could totally just be like the photoshopped images, but I gotta say, I think she looks even better than last time. So yeah, I kind of like this one a bit more. I'm not sure if you should still wait out for like the Max Factory, or the Good Smile one, or the QSQ one. But at the very least, we're getting a lot of options for Marin, so that's good either way. Now, I will say, I don't think there's a reason to like run out and pre-order this like right now. One, because you have a lot of time to do so. It ends around January 9th, which is a lot of time, a couple of months. And two, last time it was a pain in the ass to get that Marin figure, but eventually other websites and stores did carry her, and then it was like a non-issue. So that will likely happen with this figure as well. So just, you know, chill, wait a little bit, think about if you want this figure, and then likely eventually you'll get an easy opportunity to purchase this figure without like a middleman or something. Ribos was working on these Dragon Maid figures for a very long time, and finally we get our first glimpse at them. First up is the Toru figure, which is absolutely precious. This figure looks adorable as hell, and I love both of her expressions. The lovey-dovey one is just perfect, and the fact that she comes with a Kobayashi body pillow is just amazing. I really do think this one is cute. I think it's around 10,000 yen, which is maybe a bit expensive depending on the scale of it, but I mean, I do like how exaggerated and chibi and funny looking this figure is. Unfortunately, I think the Kana kinda looks like a potato. I don't like this one at all. It really is just her face though, because the rest of the figure is fine. Like, I like the stationery, the sculpting of her outfit looks good. The overall paint job on this figure from her hair to her outfit has a nice soft pastel color palette. But the faceplate takes away from all of it. I just can't get over how, like, silly and derpy this faceplate looks. She probably comes with another one, though they did not show it, so I can only hope this looks better in the future, but right now, don't really like it. Now, Kana Bros, I know how you're feeling. Things are looking pretty bad right now, but I'm happy to say that we also got an update on her Nendoroid. And this shit looks adorable. Now, we only have this one faceplate to work with where she's, like, very sleepy and whatnot, but it is a good start, and I think I like this one already. But on top of this, we also got an update for the Toru Nendoroid. Super cute faceplate on this figure. I love how vibrant her eyes are and the little fang, plus she also comes with her dragon tail. Not to mention that there was another image showing off her XD faceplate. I guess they just really like the XD for Toru with a chocolate Valentine's Day heart. So yeah, looking really good. I bet this one will go up for pre-order pretty soon, maybe by the end of the month. I'm not exactly sure, I don't see any dates anywhere. But before we stop talking about Dragon Maid, there is one more figure I need to highlight, and that's the Alulu figure from Good Smile Art Shanghai. And I'm sure the first thing that popped into your head is, why is she wearing pink? I'm actually refilming this part because that was my first impression as well. Normally she wears a dark blue or black outfit, but in this image it's pink, and I didn't really understand why. But it's actually because she wears pink when she's sleeping. I'll put a picture of that right now on the screen. So when you think of it that way, it's perfectly fine and makes sense. While I would have definitely preferred her normal colors, I do think the pink outfit works better with her hair and eyes. It definitely makes the figure a bit more vibrant in my opinion. But the other thing about this figure I do want to point out is that there is absolutely zero subtlety to this figure because of the way they sculpted the bears. I mean, look at the bear that she's holding and the bear that is below her. They're both just staring at her, respectfully. And I guess the bear behind her is as well, though it doesn't have that kind of like same vibe to it because they're just heart eyes. But either way, it totally changes the entire like way you view this figure in my opinion. It is funny, but I could see why that might bother some people. I totally understand that. I do think this figure is extremely cute though, and while they didn't choose the color I was expecting for this figure, it still feels like refreshing to get a figure of a Dragon Maid character that's not in some like crazy costume that they usually don't wear. So good colors on this one, very cute looking. I do like the sculpting of the bears even if they are a bit more horny than I was expecting, but they do look quite good, and I think this figure overall looks great. Alright, let's talk about Ryza now. Everybody loves Ryza. She gets so many good figures. I unironically do look forward to seeing more of them because they do turn out fantastic. Now, if you missed it, the third Ryza game in the series was officially announced, and with it comes a slightly older and redesigned Ryza, which we can see on the right side of this image here. These are life-size statues, so they're not something that normal people can buy. I don't know if they sell them whatsoever. I mean, I would be down to put a ton of money towards one of these, but whatever the case, doesn't really matter for this video. Right here we can see the redesign, and she's looking pretty good. I do like it more than the second design, but I think the first one's just so iconic that I'm not sure if the third can overtake it. But I can't deny the appeal of making her thighs even thicker this time. But let's move on to, an actual figure announcement. So if you like this design of Ryza, then I'm happy to say that Wonderful Works is making their own version of it, and considering that they've made good Ryza figures in the past, I think we're in good hands here. So if you like this design, you got something to look forward to in the future, and likely a bunch more to come from Ryza 3. Now, on the rest of this page are a bunch of extra announcements, some that we already know about, like these three. The QSQ one actually just went up for pre-order this month. I've yet to talk about it, but I gotta say, I'm kind of in love with it. I think she looks really pretty in this figure, but that's a topic for a later video. The Ami 25th anniversary version got a 3D render, so not too much to talk about, but I am looking forward to seeing more of this one because it has a lot of potential. The one next to it is a Sophie wedding dress figure, which I don't think we've seen before, so that's pretty cool. The Nendoroid for Sophie is definitely old. This is a character from Sophie, though I'm not familiar with who this is, though her outfit definitely looks very unique and distinct, so I am looking forward to seeing how this one's painted. These are dolls, so I don't know anything about dolls, and this one is, oh, this is the Alter one. I was looking forward to seeing this for the longest time. I thought Alter kind of forgot about this, if I'm being honest, but it's finally getting ready to be put up for pre-order, and I'm definitely considering it. I really don't need another Ryza 1 figure, but I can't deny how much I like this smug expression, and I really do like Alter, as most people do. I wish this image wasn't like an image for ants so that I could zoom in on it, but it is a relatively small image, and I don't think these images have been uploaded elsewhere. So for now, that's gonna wrap up the Ryza section. Once again, we're back with Ribos and their Miyako Princess Connect Redye figure. And man, this is another really cute one. She's just set up on this flan with a bunch of different like sweets circling the base of the figure. You got raspberries, blueberries, cheese, whipped cream, a waffle, even a cherry on top. It just looks delicious and really well sculpted, might I add. But to go back to Miyako, I think she looks fantastic as well. I love her oversized sleeves. I think her face looks really cute, especially the pouting faceplate. Like, the first one is very cute as well and probably works better with the figure. But as far as like singling out an expression, I definitely like this one a little bit more. I definitely like the pastel colors on this figure as well, especially the hair. I think it works well with her eyes and the orange dress. Plus that spoon design is like super intricate. They're asking 24,000 yen for this one, which I don't think is unreasonable. She is a very tiny character from the looks of it, but you are getting a pretty elaborate base and a pretty damn cute outfit to go along with it. And the paintwork seems to be pretty high quality as well, so I think this one is one to look out for. I'm not sure if it's out yet. I don't think it has a date set in place, but probably will be one you can pre-order pretty soon. Here's a great one. Apex Toys painted their Chen Ageless Afterglow figure from Arknights. This is the one that has the really sick-looking Chinese dragon in the background, along with the rest of the really nice-looking furniture. Even though, like, I'm not the biggest fan of Chinese dress figures, this one looks stellar to me. I love the color choices of, like, primarily red and blue, just, like, always contrasting with each other in this figure. And her outfit looks great. I love the fact that she's just wearing, like, really sporty shorts, and her shoes are adorable. Not to mention, she has a dragon tail, which is pretty sick. These images are okay, but they're a little jaggy, but they do get the point across that this figure is quite beautiful. I did find an image here, which does show off the colors, I guess, in a, like, neutralized environment without too much Photoshop and lighting, I suppose. But, yeah, this one is absolutely one to look out for, and I think she looks amazing. B-Box also had a beautiful figure to show off. Now, I believe this is a Vocaloid from China, Liu Tianyi. Never heard or seen them before, but I gotta appreciate the craftsmanship when I see it. This is a gorgeous piece, and it's pretty dynamic looking with the way she's walking down the staircase, and her hair is blowing off to the side. I just love, like, this figure's presence, and I think the color palette on this one is amazing. I love the white, the gold, and the blue. The paint job just looks like it's super on point, and the little details on this one do shine through. Her hair is tied up in a bow tie. I love this, like, blue heart that has a ring around it. I don't know exactly what that is, but I like it. And she even comes with a little fella, who is pretty dang cute. And they also have their own crown and bow tie. I don't know how you couldn't like this figure. It looks pretty dang phenomenal, but I guess we'll have to wait and see how much this one is gonna cost. Kadokawa is keeping the Love Live figure dream alive with this Osaka Shizuku Odaiba Beach Girl figure, and I kind of like that this one is emphasizing the, like, brightness of the sun. At the very least, this does feel a little bit unique as far as beach figures go. I definitely like the color of her swimsuit. I think the shading on her hair is really nice, and the figure even comes with a dog who is buried in the sand. That is just adorable, and I love that about this figure. Also, I gotta point it out every time, but I like that her nails are painted in a lovely shade of blue that matches her swimsuit. So this one's probably pretty exciting for a lot of people. Xiao from Genshin Impact is getting a 1/7 scale figure, and it is already up for pre-order on AmiAmi, 21,900 yen. Honestly, a pretty great price considering that Apex is making it, and it has an elaborate base, and he has a really intricate outfit. There's a lot going on in this figure. The paint looks amazing. I think there's a lot to like about this figure, right? And I'm going to be talking about this one again pretty soon in the near future, so I don't really feel like going into great detail about it. But I think the figure speaks for itself, right? This looks really freaking good, and it's just exciting to get another male character as a scale figure. as that really doesn't happen for Genshin Impact. This next one I just had to put in this video. I thought it looked super sick. Yes, this is a 90,000 yen War Greymon statue. It's almost 2 feet tall, and I love the fact that Tai is just like chilling on his shoulders because it really emphasizes the scale of this beast. The paint job and the finishes on this figure look superb. I love the texturing on his skin, the shiny metallic paint used for the armor plates, and even like on his leg here where it's like materializing, like the digital parts of his leg just showing through is super sick. But the base is so cool. Like normally, a lot of the times with these giant statues, I feel like they go a bit overboard with like all the fluff of the base, but it just looks awesome. Specifically though, the digital blocks that are on the bottom of the base, I just think that looks phenomenal. Really, really sick looking piece. Obviously, not going to be buying this. It is way too expensive. And funny enough, not the most expensive thing we're going to be talking about, but we'll get to that in a bit. So believe it or not, Prisma Wing is making another set of the quintuplets. Even though those other figures where they're sitting on the couch aren't out yet, and I would argue aren't very good in my opinion, they're taking another crack at it. And to their credit, I think these designs are probably going to turn out better than those other figures. So last month, Shigure Yui got a scale figure from Furyu, and I praised the hell out of that one. I thought she looked phenomenal. And now we're getting a Nendoroid of the same character. And I think it looks extremely cute as well. We only get this one image to work with, but the face looks perfect, and she comes with this gigantic pen accessory, which is awesome. Even if this was all they were selling you, I think this could be worth the purchase if you like this character design. And obviously, she's going to look very good if you have the Subaru Nendoroid from Hololive as well. I don't think that's out yet, but you know, pair them up together and they're gonna look perfect. Freewill Studio is not a company I know at all, but they are making an Anubis girl, and I think this artwork looks really nice. I love this piece of art. It's a bit lewd if you stare at it, you know, especially down here, but if they commit to making it look exactly like this art, then I think this one has a lot of potential to be very pretty. And to wrap up this video, we're going to be talking about a couple of figures from Azur Lane, but I've definitely saved the biggest one for last. So first up, we have a couple of announcements from Mimeyoi. First up, we have this 1/4 scale figure of Aquila, who I'm not sure if we've ever seen before, but the only update here is that they have a 3D render that they're working on, and they're only showing us her boobs. They look great, yeah, but it's Mimeyoi. We know they're going to make the boobs look great on these figures, but I'm really curious of how much they're going to commit to this art piece, you know what I mean? Like, are they going to do the inflatable in the back, the little table with all the food on it, the chair? Like, I can't imagine you get all of this at a 1/4 scale, because this figure would be absolutely gigantic. It absolutely would leave a good impression on you, but I can't imagine they do that. Either way, she looks beautiful. I like this art quite a bit, and I'm sure she's gonna look really nice and sexy when she's done, but yeah, not really much to go with here. Next up, once again, is a 3D render teaser for Katsuragi. I am looking forward to seeing this one as well. I'm mostly just curious how they're going to, like, prop her up. Is she going to be, like, leaning on something, or is she going to have very distracting poles? I think at a 1/4 scale, she's going to have to lean on something. Otherwise, those support rods are going to be very big and unsightly, so I trust them to do the right thing. They've made a lot of really nice 1/4 scale figures so far, and I like this character design, so I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. Moving on to the only alter figure I have to talk about, the Pola Seaside Coincidence version. This is a swimsuit figure where the girl has a starfish on her butt. She's very thick, as most Azur Lane figures are. It looks great though. I mean, I love the color of her hair. Just a really lovely shade of dark blue or purple. A little hard for me to tell in these images thanks to the lighting, and I'm not very familiar with this character. And the sculpting of her hair is actually really good as well. I like these glasses too. I would love it if you could put them on her face, but I doubt you can. But anyway, it's time to talk about the biggest figure in the video. So this is Actoy's Ager, or is it Ager? I'm not exactly sure, but either way, we're looking at the light version right now. You can see on the right that this one costs 20,000 yen, and honestly, a really fair price. Considering that, like, she's got a gigantic hair sculpt, she's sitting on this, like, somewhat dragon-looking seat. I'm not exactly sure what it is. She's got a cape with a lot of fabric creasing on it and some nice shading, and a giant spear with a flag on it. There's a lot to like about this one for sure, but you can see that there's a collector's edition for 94,000 yen. And I know I like to squeeze in a couple of curse words every now and then, but holy shit, look at this sculpture. This is insanity. Oh my fucking god. That's all I can say. Like, the magma dragons that are coming out of the ground look so good. I wish there was more images of this on this Twitter page. Like, I'm no expert. I can't say if, like, oh, they're using the exact amount of plastic to be worth 94,000 yen. But the amount of craftsmanship being put into this sculpt is absolutely fucking bonkers. A figure like this one is sort of like the end game of collecting, you know what I mean? Like, you buy this, what else is going to really impress you? It's like that crazy looking to me, and it looks awesome. I do wonder if the magma, like in these sections over here, and it's kind of maybe more highlighted in this image over here, does it have lights? I'm assuming that there are like LEDs or something in these dragons or serpents or whatever they're supposed to be that are making the, you know, the yellows and the oranges pop a bit more on this figure. But I guess I can't read it and I don't know yet, but that's my assumption. Yeah, I mean, this one's just impressive, right? At 94,000 yen, it better be, but it's turning my brain into mush as I just stare at this figure and try and just like make coherent sentences. So I look forward to seeing more people talk about this one when she eventually goes up for pre-order, October 1st. That's going to be a jam-packed month, I'm sure of it. But yeah, that's going to do it for our video. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys found some new figures that you're now interested in. I'll be back in the near future with another video to entertain you guys with. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.